Hello and welcome to Guide 2. This is the practical side of sounding the bugle. So first of all, just going to talk about the embouchure. If you've done your research, you'll see that it is a bit of a minefield. I've just tried to put it in easy terms and what works for most of our buglers. So, once you've found your embouchure, all we need to do is to make sure that we can maintain the hole between the lips. Now what I normally do, once I put my mouthpiece onto the lips, what I'll do then is push my tongue through my lips to maintain that hole, like that. So I just push the tongue into the cup of the mouthpiece. One, it lubricates the lips, and secondly, it pushes the gap in between. And in between notes, you can always push your tongue through again to make sure that that gap's kept and your lips are lubricated. Okay, so remember what I said about spitting that air off the end of your tongue. So when you're trying to get a note, this is what it'll be like. Okay, so if I put that on a normal mouthpiece then. And as you can hear from the training mouthpiece, I'm not blowing really hard. If you remember about the candles, note 1 being closest, note 5 being the furthest. So if I'm blowing for note 1, okay, so it's not a lot of air. What counts is this embouchure. We need this vibration. So just to show you what I mean, common old garden balloon. I don't make dogs, but if I just let go of this balloon and there's no tension on the lip of the balloon at all, this is what you'll get. Okay, and this is what you'll get out of a mouthpiece. And this is what you'll get out of a bugle. Okay, however, if we put the lips close together so they can vibrate, this is what you'll get. So you can hear that vibration, you can hear the noise. Exactly the same on a mouthpiece. Obviously mine's a little bit more controlled than the balloon. And then of course when we come to the bugle, nice and controlled, make it vibrate. And with the amplified fitted to the mouthpiece, the bugle, this is what you get. Okay, so that's what we're after. We're after an hole between the lips, just big enough to maintain the airflow going through, but not too far apart that the lips won't vibrate, otherwise you won't get the noise. Okay, so the normal position we blow with the bugle, we're all ex-military, so we should all know how to stand to attention. So with a bugle, stand proud and tall, shoulders back, and be proud of what you're trying to attempt and what you're trying to achieve. We then position the bugle with the embouchure on the lips where you need it to be. The way we hold the bugle is on the top rung, like that, and then position your mouthpiece on the embouchure where you want it to be. The right elbow should be raised to shoulder height, so it's like that. The reason why we do that, not just because it looks smart, but it opens the diaphragm up. Because when we breathe with the bugle, we use the diaphragm of the body. So we don't just breathe in through the lungs, we use the whole of the diaphragm, like normal singers would do and people doing yoga. And when we breathe through the mouth. So with the bugle in place, put your lip between so you've got a decent gap between the lips, and then take a lung full of air using the diaphragm, and we bring the air in through the mouth like this. And when we expel the air, or by blowing notes, if we've only done a couple of notes and we've still got air left in there, we expel it anyway, but we expel it without making a noise, of course. And then we refill completely again from empty. So it will be and so on. So if your embrochure's right, you're getting loads of air coming in and we're blowing nice and controlled, we'll have plenty of air to go out the bugle, creating notes. Now, when we're blowing, remember it's metered, it's not just a case of blow it out as hard as you can. And as we get to each note, as we come to each lesson, I'll give you an example using the training mouthpiece. Now, as with all exercise, we should always warm up first, and when we've finished, we should always cool down. And blowing the bugle is no different, in all honesty, because to blow the bugle, we need to use the lips and the facial muscles, and we need to build those because they're not as strong as you may think. So the way that we warm up is we'll blow raspberries to start with, so we'll just be going, get the lips vibrating, get the blood circulating, get them nice and warm. So blowing raspberries for about a minute or so, just to get nice and warm. What we're going to do then, get the mouthpiece and do a little bit of buzzing. If you can get different notes, then that's fine. As you get better at it, of course, you will be able to blow more notes. So go up and down the scales, getting used to warming your lips up properly. So we do this. Okay, so blowing raspberries and buzzing for a minute or so on each one will get you warmed up nice and comfortable, ready to start the blowing exercises. Okay, when you're blowing, if you feel tired, if your jaw or your lips are aching, or if you find that nothing's working, then the best thing you can do is stop. Put the bugle down and walk away. And as you walk away, you can do your cool down on your lips. Okay? If it's not working for you, then stop. Because if you keep going at it and you're not achieving anything, all it will do is put you off. So remember what I said, perseverance, patience and practice. They're the three main things that's going to get you to blow this bugle. Okay? Now, when I first started, I used to practice between 3, 5, 6 times a day, but just for between 5 and 10 minutes at a time. You don't need your bugle with you all the time. That's what you need, your mouthpiece. This is what makes the noise. Remember, the bugle is just the amplifier. This is what will strengthen the lips. This is how you practice your embrocher. Okay? Now, one last point. When we're kicking in the notes using the spitting of the air off the end of the tongue technique, we're spitting fluid into that bugle. So you might find that when you start to blow bugle, you'll get a gurgling sound with inside. All that means is that there's a build-up of fluid and it needs to be taken out. So the way we take it out, if we undo the keeper screw, take out the tuner and give it a nice shake. Turn the bugle upside down, blow into the bell end of the bugle and all the fluid will start to flow out. I would probably recommend using a cloth for it all to go onto, so you're not left with a big pool of spit, because the other half won't be none too pleased. Also, when I'm storing the bugle, I'll also store it in that position so it all falls to one end. And if you find that you're having real difficulty getting rid of it, we can always rotate the bugle slowly and slowly until such a time as it all falls out. There's not a lot in that. I've only just started playing this morning. So, key things. Practice getting the embrocher, particularly whilst you're in the playing position, because you'll need to get that quickly. In practice, learning, it doesn't really matter. But when you start playing with the guys, or if you're going to start playing calls, you'll need to be able to bring your bugle up quickly, position, and get ready to play very, very quickly. So the embouchure is the key thing, so that's what you need to practice, getting the embouchure. Practice filling your lungs up and emptying them after it blowing a couple of notes. And remember, it's coming in through the side of the mouth. And remember, the blowing is metered and controlled. And most of all, if you're getting tired, if it's not working or you're aching, then stop. Okay, so the next lesson is going to be note 1. And we'll kick off with that in the next video. Catch you later.